not really a baker, but sometimes you want to show it. This is the most easiest pudding to bake. So if you're interested in bread pudding, come let me show you how to do this one.
So guys, the first thing I'm going to do is soak my raisin in some Bailey's rum cream. But this part is completely optional. You can soak them in some white rum also, or just soak them with some water, right? You want to make sure the raisins are fully submerged so that they can soften and soak up all that flavor. Once that is done, I'm going to set that aside and let them sit while I prepare everything else. Now for the bread, I am using half of a loaf of a month-old bread. I think I start by slicing the loaf down the middle, then slicing it across. At first I was going to leave the pieces like this, but I decided to make them a little smaller. So I went ahead and I sliced them down the middle again. You can cut the bread with a knife, or you can just use your hand and tear it apart. It doesn't have to be even, and it definitely doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to start working on the liquid. I added 2 cups of whole milk, and now I'm adding some condensed milk. This is optional, but I personally like my bread pudding on the sweeter side, so I like that extra richness it adds. After that, I'm going to use half stick of butter. I also add 4 eggs that is already whisked to my bowl, and for the eggs, that is gonna give it some nice flavor. I am going in with vanilla extract and 1/3 of sugar, some cinnamon, and some nutmeg, about a teaspoon of each. Now I'm gonna add my raisin with the Bailey rum cream to the mixture. Add that oil. At this point, you want to mix everything really good. Guys, make sure that the sugar and the condensed milk are fully dissolved, because you know it will linger in the bottom. You don't want any of that sitting there. You want the mixture to be smooth and completely combined. And guys, I did use unsalted butter, so I'm just gonna add a little pinch of salt to the mixture. I was gonna say liquid, right? So if you use regular butter, salted butter, you can skip this step. Now it's time to add the bread. I gently place the bread in the mixer, and I'm going to use my spatula. I'm going to use a spatula just to press it down so that it can soak up the liquid. You want to make sure every piece of bread is coated, and guys, be gentle, because you want the bread to absorb the mixture, but you don't want it to like break apart and be all mushy. So just gently push them down in the liquid. Once all the bread is coated, let's set that aside for about 15 to 20 minutes. While the bread is soaking, I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 350 degrees, and I'm also going to prepare my baking pan by buttering the bottom, and guys, butter the side also. Someone told me once that I didn't have to do this step, but God no, I'm scared of burning my stuff, so I always butter it. And once the pan finish butter, we're gonna use some flour and just swirl the flour around so that it stick to the butter. You get what I'm saying? And once the pan is fully coated, I just tap the excess flour out of the pan. So after that 15-20 minute mark, we're going to grab the mixture and we're going to add everything to our baking tin. And guys, you want to gently with this part, because as I said earlier, you don't want your thing to be breaking apart and look all mushy and disgusting. So just gently scrape everything into the bowl. And if you can look, you see that I'm placing anywhere I see like any empty space, only milk. You want to like go ahead and ensure that you like get some bread right at that spot. So go in, use a spatula and just scrape all the liquid out of your pan. Alright, so at this point I like to be gentle, and just move the bread pieces around. I try to turn some of them so that the back of the bread is facing upward. And guys, I do this because of how it looks after the pudding is finished baking. It gives it a more presentable look, and it also adds some texture at the top. It not just flat and look, ugly. I don't want to use the word ugly. Boring. I'm going to use the word boring, yeah. So it'll just look too boring. So I just go around, organize, move the raisin, some of the raisin, in different places. I'm just making sure that I like the look. Now guys, once I arrange it how I like it, I'm gonna lightly sprinkle some ground cinnamon on top of the bread, and this is also optional. Then I'm gonna place it in the oven. I did bake the bread on 350 degrees for 1 hour. I originally thought it would take less, but 1 full hour was perfect. Now take a look at it. You can tell now the reason why I arranged it the way I did, so that everything just look textured and beautiful. Then guys, you want to go in with a toothpick, a fork or a knife. You're going to pierce it down the middle, and if it come out mostly clean, it is done. It's not going to be all the way clean, but mostly clean, that means it's done. Right? So while the bread pudding is still warm, what I did was get some honey and brush on the top of the bread pudding. This give it a nice glaze, and then I'm going to go in and slightly dust it with some powdered sugar. And guys, this is the final result. If you try this recipe, I really hope you enjoy it. And guys, if you made it this far, please don't forget to like or leave a comment. I'll really appreciate it. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another one. Bye guys.
Grab a plate. I'll try to carry it this boy. Alright, and then I'm gonna drizzle a little syrup. Right, Valentine's Day around the corner. No, I should have put on the cherry yet. Let me take it half back. Run out some with cream, right, and then we'll put the cherry. Nothing now going good for it, guys. And then we'll put the syrup. Not too much. Big back. All right.